Hey everyone, Emmett here. I just wanted to go over some transition shit that has happened recently with me. So I made the decision to not get my next Lupron injection because, as I've talked about in other videos, I was really struggling with whether or not I was going to do it, and it made me really suicidal. And I recently went to a gynecologist. Yeah. I will make another video about that probably like today since my partner's not home and I have time to make videos. So I might be uploading that right after this one. But yeah, so I recently went to a doctor and we discussed Lupron as an option and I told her what happened with it and she was like, "It didn't stop your periods. Why are you gonna do another shot?" And I was like, "Well, ma, maybe it'll work." And she was like, "That's stupid. Don't do it." So I'm not gonna do that, but she might put me on progest progesterone or progestin. She said, I think is the like brand name. But it's basically an androgen, which is like the opposite of an estrogen. So it's like the male hormone, and it can help stop periods. There's a pill form, there's an IUD, and then there's an implant form. The pill is every day. The IUD is for, I think there was like a couple options for like how long it lasts, and the implant I think she said was either 3 years or 5 years. Um, and so she said she would probably start me out with the pills first to see how it would work. But she said that it can take like up to a year to get my periods to fully stop, which I'm really, really upset about. And I haven't totally processed that. I need to obviously go back to her once I get like some tests done. I have to have an ultrasound of like my uterus this week to see how thick or thin the uterine lining is to see if I might have endometriosis, which I think I might have, or like what the deal is with why I'm still bleeding to death every month for like 2 weeks. It's like a real problem. Um, and so that was like an issue. I like ended up in like the emergency room and it was like a whole thing. So that's how I ended up at the GYN. And but anyway, so she wants me to get that test done. So I'll give you guys updates about that when it happens. Um, but yeah, so she might put me on that medication to stop my periods, but it sounds like it's going to take a really long time for them to actually stop. So I didn't discuss the option of a hysterectomy. They asked me about bottom surgery and whether or not I'd had it or was going to have it, and I kind of just like paused for a minute because like I feel like when doctors are like, "Oh, what about bottom surgery?" And this doctor was incredibly educated. She works with a lot of trans patients, and so does her staff. They were very like, "Oh, like what's your name? What pronoun do you use?" What is your partner's gender, what pronouns do they use, and things like that. And it was very like accepting and chill, and I was incredibly surprised, even though it was like a pediatrician's office, which I also wasn't expecting. But that was fine. And so it was weird, but I didn't know how to respond to the like, "Are you gonna have bottom surgery?" question, since I want metoidioplasty, but I only want the like first or possibly second stage of it. I don't want the whole thing, and I don't want phalloplasty, which I'm actually reconsidering recently. I just watched like a Chase Ross video about phalloplasty, like again, and like about how it's evolving. And so I might like in a couple years revisit that decision because you can get fallow after metoidioplasty, I'm pretty sure. Not that I'm having bottom surgery like this year or anytime soon, but so I'm gonna definitely have to rethink that decision because of new science that's evolving. Um, but yeah, so I'm not gonna get my Lupron injection, and I might start this new like androgen, which is basically like so that some of it is a form of like a different kind of birth control pill, but it's not estrogen based because I was very concerned about that and I didn't want to be on estrogen. I didn't want anything that could cause like breast regrowth. I didn't want anything that would do any kind of feminization of any part of my body at all. I just wasn't into it, and I can't even do like psychologically, even if it wasn't going to do anything physically. I don't think that I could psychologically know that I'm putting estrogen into my body and not like lose my shit. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the Lupron situation. I just wanted to give you guys an update about that, and I will probably make a video about the whole like GYN experience like tonight. So see you guys then.